Hey, welcome to the video. I didn't have a computer for a few days, so I thought I would. Well, after I just built it, I got a new computer. Got some new specs. It's running pretty well. So this will be my first video on my new PC. Um, and I figured that the first thing I should do is something easy. So I'm taking the political compass test. Let's see where I stand on this. Um, If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interest of transnational corporations. Um, I disagree because I think the interests of transnational corporations will inherently help humanity because it'll provide jobs around the world. So that is true. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Internally, no, so I'm going to hit disagree, but externally, yes, because the United States is the greatest country and other countries don't have the right to criticize it because they are barely even, they're not even countries, in my opinion. I don't recognize their sovereignty. No one chooses his or her her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Um, Strongly disagree. You should be extremely proud of living in the United States. American exceptionalism, we're very great. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy dies next. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Strongly agree. I do not believe in the Geneva Convention, and I think war crimes are perfectly acceptable to commit when fighting a war. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I agree. Now the economy. We're taking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. People are ultimately more divided by class than nationality. I strongly disagree. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I agree. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Somewhat agree, so I'll go with agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. Strongly disagree. That is a quote from the Communist Manifesto, and I hate communists, so absolutely not. The freer the market, the freer the people. Strongly agree. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. Strongly disagree. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Strongly disagree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. That's an inherently impossible thing to be the case, so disagree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I agree. The social responsibility of a company should be to deliver its profits to its shareholders. As a shareholder in companies, I agree. The rich are too highly taxed. Agree, somewhat. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Strongly agree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. This is kind of hard because, on one hand, I want less government regulation, but misleading the public is anti-consumer practices, and I'm extremely in favor of the consumer, so I'm going to go with agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. I agree. Yeah, especially with the rise of China, they need to be shut down before Tencent takes over the gaming industry. Hashtag fuck Tencent. Hashtag fuck Riot. Now let's look at some of your personal social values. Abortion when a woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Strongly agree. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. An eye for an eye, a tooth for the tooth. Strongly agree. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any threats. Theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I agree. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I'll go with disagree because I think you should get an education. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Strongly disagree. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. I agree. That can be occasionally needed. It is natural for children to keep secrets from parents. That's a trap because what it's asking is it okay for them to do that? But what it's asking here is natural. So on a pure scientific basis, I'm going to go with agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. Strongly agree. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly agree. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Agree. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Strongly disagree. That's inherently not true. There are those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity. Should not be expect society's support. Strongly agree. Just look at all these idiots that we have today. When you are troubled, it is better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. That's how I get through high school. First generation immigrants can never fully be integrated within their new country. I disagree. What's good for the most successful corporations is ultimately good for all of us. Agree. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Agree. And now how I see wider society. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Strongly agree. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments to delay progress in a democratic political system. Strongly disagree. Just look at the CCP. That shit's going great for them. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. Privacy is very important to the private citizen. The government should not be doing that. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Strongly agree. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Disagree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything at all shouldn't be considered art at all. Agree. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Agree. It is a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. Yes. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strongly disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Strongly agree. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Disagree. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Strongly disagree. Next page. If you got through that okay, you'll find these propositions on religion and beliefs. Astrology can accurately explain many things. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. Agree. Charity is better social security as a means of helping the genuine disadvantaged. Strongly agree. Some people are naturally unlucky. Strongly agree. Just look at blue. It is more important that my child's school install religious values. I agree. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Disagree. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Disagree. Wait, no, I agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is not the business of the state. Agree. No one can naturally feel homosexual. Disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Strongly agree. Let's see where I stand. Wait, was that me? No. Here I am. So, I am economical left, right, 6. Social libertarian, authoritarian, 0.56. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. This is a postscript. So according to the commissioner of New York City, you're not allowed to protest. Now, obviously, this is under orders of Mayor Bill de Blasio. But last I checked, you can't do that. You see, I'm what's it called? Let me pull it up. I'm pretty sure. Yes, there's this thing called the Bill of Rights. And we have this thing called Amendment 1. Now, I know as a liberal, you just think the Bill of Rights and the Constitution are just toilet paper that you can shit all over. But Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridge the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, to petition the government for a redress of grievances. There's a grievance right now. And while Congress didn't do this, it's still unconstitutional for you to do this. You can't do that, Bill. You really can't. Seriously, I don't understand. How are you so fucking stupid? Seriously. Are you just an autist? We have rights for a reason. Do not violate them. If you do, kindly eat shit.